Welcome back to this tutorial. So far we have learned about different data types, how to create variables. So in this section we'll learn about the conditional statement of JavaScript. So let's create file called part7. So let's try to understand what conditional statements are. So conditional statements are used to perform different action based on different conditions. So like let's say in layman word, we used to say if you come tomorrow then bring me this, else if you come on day after tomorrow then bring me this. So the same type of thing is represented in coding, where we have different conditional statement like if, else, else if, and switch. So let's learn them one by one. If, else, else if, and switch. So very often when you write code, you want to perform different action for different decisions. So in that case, you can use conditional statement in your code. So in JavaScript, we have all these 4 different types of conditional statements. So let's try to learn them one by one. So here, what we can say is, we can use this if statement to specify a block of JavaScript code to be executed if a condition is true. That means, let's say if I have a equal to 5, then I can write if a equal to 5 console.log I am 5. So this is how if condition is written. Here we have if and we write the condition to match, and if it matches then it will go to this block of code. So let's try to run this. So you can see I am 5. So what happens here is we defined a variable called a equal to 5, and then in this if condition we are checking if a is equal to 5. If it is equal, then this section of code is executed. So now let's say if let's change the value of 5 to 7, and let's run this program again. So you see that there is nothing is printed in the console. So this is an if condition. So now let's learn about else condition. We use else statement to specify a block of code to be executed if the if statement is not fulfilled, or if the if statement is false. So let's take the same example. If a equal to 5 console.log I am 5, else console.log I am not 5. So what happens here is so far you have known about this if condition. So if this condition matches, then it will execute this section of the code. If this condition doesn't matches or it doesn't fulfill, then this section of the code will be executed. So let's make this value to 5 and rerun the code again. So you see I am 5, this is printed from this if condition, and then I am 5, this is printed from this line. So let me add the line number also, line 14. So you see I am 5 from line 14. Now let's change the value of 5 to 7 again, and let's rerun the code. So we get only I am not 5, because this condition doesn't satisfy. Because of that, this section of the code is executed. And after that we have this else if statement. So this is used to specify a new condition if the if condition is false. So let's say if a equal to 5, console.log I am 5, else if a equal to 7, console.log I am 7, else console.log I am neither 5 nor 7. So if you see here, we have an if condition and then we have an else condition. So whenever we want to match more than one condition, like I'm checking for the value of a equal to be 5, then I want to do something. If the value of a is equal to 7, then I want to do something. And I can add infinite number of else if statement to check different conditions. So this is how the else if block is working. So let's try to run this code. Let's first make this value to 5, or let's make to 3, and then let's change this to 3. Okay, so you can see I am 3 is printed here. Now let's make the value to 7 and rerun the code. So you can see I am 7. So now if I give neither 3 neither 7, so let's give 9. So what it prints is I am neither 5 nor 7. So that means if condition will check for the first condition, it doesn't match, then it will go to this second condition, and if it matches, then it will execute this section of code, else it will go to the next section. So with this we can have multiple else if statement. I am 8. So this is how else if statement works in JavaScript. Okay, so if you see here, we are repeating a same section of code else if multiple times. So this can go on 100 of times. Okay, so if you see, we are repeating the same condition, same thing every time. So what programming teaches us is that we should not repeat any block of code. Keeping that in mind, we have one new statement called switch statement. So what is switch statement? So the switch statement is used to perform different action based on different condition. So the switch statement works the same way how this if statement works. Okay, so we use switch statement to select one of many code blocks to be executed. So let's try to understand the syntax of switch. Switch, it will have some expression, and then inside the switch we will have some cases.
Case X, back, case Y, back, default, back.
So this is the syntax of a switch statement. So how switch works? So switch, it will check some expression, and then if the case matches the expression, then it will block this section of code. If it doesn't match any of the section, then it will go to this default section. Okay, so the switch statement is evaluated once only. Okay, the value of expression is compared with the value of each cases. That means if I say, let's say I have x here, so what it will do is it will check if my x is matches this one. Right? Let's say I have 5 here, 6 here. So if the value is 6, so now the value is 6, so in that case this section of the code will execute. if I have 7 here and I have 7 here, so this section of the code will execute. If I don't have any matching expression, then in that case the default section will be executed. Okay, so if there is a match, the associated block of code is executed. If there is no match, then the default code block is executed. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's comment all the above code and let's write a new switch statement. Let's say let a equal to Monday. Let's say day equal to Monday. So we want to get the day. Okay, so in this case, let's say let's write the switch case, switch, and we will check on day and we will write the case based on that. Case Monday console.log today is Monday. Break. So since I'm repeating the cases, I'll just copy and paste. Okay, so yes, I've written a switch case here. So as you can see from the what syntax which I created there, so I've defined a variable called day and I've assigned it the value of Monday to it, and then I'm using this switch to check the expression of day. Okay, so if the value of day is Monday, then it will print today is Monday. If the value of day is Tuesday, then it will print Tuesday. Okay, so let's try to execute. So it says today is Monday because the day is Monday here. Monday to Tuesday and re-execute the code. So I should get today is Tuesday. And if I say Wednesday, it says today is Wednesday. So if I say January, and execute the code, it will say you entered a day which is not handled here. That means January is not handled in any of these cases, so that's why it goes to the default code block. So you may have asked me why I'm using this break here. Okay, so when JavaScript reaches a break keyword, it breaks out of the switch block. That means when let's say I have here multiple codes here like this. Okay, all the codes are executed, and if I don't add this break statement, it will go ahead to the next section, so which is not required because we have already met a case. Okay, so this will stop the execution in the break keyword will stop the execution inside the switch block. It is not necessary to break the last case in a switch block. The block breaks there anyway. So here, if you can see in the default block, I have not added any break keyword there, because anyway when any of the code when the JavaScript code reaches this default block, there is no further code to be executed inside the switch statement, so it's not required to add a break keyword here. So you may have asked me, what is this default? So the default keyword specifies the code to run if there is no match cases, as I've told you earlier. If none of the cases matches, then it will go to this default block. So the default case does not have to be the last case in the switch block. So you can say, as I've written the default block in this last line, you may ask me, do I have to put it in the last cell? Not required. You can do it on top of the switch case, but in this case you have to add the break keyword, because after the default section we have another block of codes. So in that case we'll go to the next cases. Okay, so if the default is not the last case in the switch block, remember to end the default case with the break, as I've told you just now. Now we can say, like, let's say if it is Monday or Tuesday, I want to eat pizza, correct? So what I can do here is, let's say if it is Monday or Tuesday, I want to eat pizza, else I wouldn't want to eat pizza. So in that case, what I can do is, let me just quickly copy this block of code and comment it.
Okay.
If Monday or Tuesday, today is pizza day. So if I say Monday, okay, so what it says is, if it is either case Monday or case Tuesday, if any of the two cases matches, so in that time the command code will be executed. So if the value is either Monday or Tuesday, then it will print today is pizza day. So let's try to execute this one. So it says today is pizza day. Let's turn the day to Tuesday. It's still present. Today is pizza day. So the switching details, let us understand the switching details. If multiple cases matches a case value, the first case is selected. If no matching cases are found, the program continues to default label. If no default label is found, the program continues to statement after the switch. That means, let's say I don't have a default block here. Okay, and I have here January. So if none of the cases matches and I don't have a default block, that means it will go to the next line of next section of the code of JavaScript. Okay, and let's understand about deeply. So switch uses a strict comparison. The value must be of the same type to match. So I think we have covered most of the conditional statement of JavaScript, the if and switch statement. So we have one more thing, which is kind of if else statement. So that is called ternary operator. So this is used commonly. So let's say let a equal to 5, and I want to print console.log a equal to 5, I am 5, else I am not 5. So so let's start understanding how ternary operator work. Condition if matches, else. So ternary operator is just like an if else. That means this is my if condition. If it matches, then this section of the statement will be executed. Else, this section of the statement will be executed. Okay, so this is a ternary operator. Whenever we use a question mark before this condition, so this is a ternary operator. So I think this is it from this section. We have learned about conditional statement. So see you in the next section. Bye bye.